Lessons from the Life of Shri Bhagmati Bai. Shri Hit Premanand Ji Maharaj. The 28th of January 2026. Have you ever wondered how to preserve faith and devotion when life turns against you, when even your own people fail to respect your beliefs? This is a question many people grapple with. Today, we look at the story of Queen Shri Bhagmati Bai, whose life stands as a powerful example of unshakable devotion amid extreme adversity. Her story offers not only inspiration but also some deeply surprising lessons. 1. True devotion shines even brighter in adverse circumstances. We often believe that spiritual growth requires a calm and supportive environment. But the life of Shri Bhagmati Bai shatters this assumption. Her devotion was not the result of a sudden event, it was nurtured from childhood in the company of saints. In her parents' royal household, saints and sages were frequent visitors. From an early age, she had the good fortune of their darshan, receiving their remnants, prasad, and sitting near them to listen to discussions on the divine. This early foundation made her devotion steadfast. Even after her marriage to a worldly King Chintamani, who had no interest in God, she remained unmoved. Despite the material atmosphere of the palace and her husband's opposition, she never allowed the color of sense enjoyment to stain her devotion. This is the hallmark of a truly devoted seeker, one whose sole refuge is not worldly relationships like a husband or son, but the Lord Himself. 2. The joy of devotion transcends physical suffering. It is hard to imagine someone smiling amid intense physical pain, yet in devotion, this becomes possible. Vain King Chintamani, in a fit of rage, ordered Queen Bhagmati to be whipped continuously for an entire pahar. Out 3 hours, something extraordinary occurred. The whip rained down on her delicate body, yet there was no sign or pain on her face. With every strike she simply continued chanting one name, Radhavalabh Shri Harivansh, Radhavalabh Shri Harivansh. Despite such brutal beating, neither her smile nor her chanting faltered. Her body endured suffering, but her consciousness remained immersed in divine love. This incident reveals a profound truth: the joy derived from devotion is unbroken and exists far beyond the pleasures and pains experienced by the body. 3. The consequences of insulting a devotee are severe. Scriptures regard insult of a devotee as one of the gravest offenses, and King Chintamani was forced to face its terrible consequences. When whips and torture failed to shake Queen Bhagmati's devotion, the king crossed all limits of cruelty. He had her laid on the ground, spread a bed over her, and spent the night laughing and reveling with the younger Queen Indumati. The moment this heinous act was committed, divine punishment manifested instantly. Both the king and the younger queen began vomiting uncontrollably. Indumati's skin started peeling as though old lashes meant for Bhagmati had struck her instead. God may tolerate atrocities against His devotee for a while to reveal the devotee's greatness, but when punishment begins, only that very devotee who was insulted can save the offender. Just as sage Durvasa ultimately had to seek refuge at the feet of the devotee Ambarish to escape the Sudarshan Chakra, the king's advisors immediately recognized this as an offense against a devotee. They knew the only remedy was to seek forgiveness at Queen Bhagmati's feet. 4. The heart of a true devotee is filled with compassion, not revenge. A devotee whose consciousness remains unaffected by physical suffering is also untouched by the fire of revenge. When the king and the younger queen, writhing in agony, fell at Bhagmati Bai's feet begging for their lives, her response was astonishing. There was not even a trace of anger or vengeance in her heart. Instead, she immediately showed them the path to lasting liberation from suffering, taking refuge at the feet of Sri Radhavalabh. Not only did she show them the way, she personally took both of them to Vrindavan and had them initiated by her spiritual master. She viewed the king's cruelty as the mistake of a soul trapped in worldly attachment and guided him toward true and eternal joy. The impact of her grace was so profound that King Chintamani, while continuing to rule his kingdom, became a genuine Rasik saint, deeply immersed devotee. Conclusion. The story of Shri Bhagmati Bai teaches us that faith and devotion are not states dependent on external comfort or pain, but inner strengths that can be cultivated through early spiritual impressions and that remain unshaken even in the harshest trials. It teaches us to view adversity as an opportunity for spiritual growth. This story compels us to reflect: when is our devotion and inner strength truly tested? When everything is favorable, or when life confronts us with its most difficult challenges?